podcast. Tonight's episode is a good one. What I'm calling the Fantastic Four from Stevenson High School. Coming up next. Welcome back to the Kraken Lair podcast. I'm super stoked about this one. Normally, I'm not stoked. I'm happy, but this one is super fun. Only because these four kids and this school in particular, Stevenson High School, is just the nicest kids, but also after looking at the stats the last couple of days, because I take out my legal pad and I old school write down people's statistics. I had to stop taking statistics on individual kids and just take it on your guys' school, because I was just like, oh my God. Did you guys know that Stevenson High School has fished every single ICAST event?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that is amazing. Like, there's two we won't talk about because they're blanks, but there are two that are blanks. We'll actually talk about them. So why not, right? All right. So I do a resume first, and it's just, I have 2 pages full on my legal pad. Normally it's 1 page. This one I was just like, oh my God, this is amazing. So we're gonna go over the IHSA stuff. And then I couldn't find IBN stuff, but I know you guys fish IBN. So you're gonna have to jump in and let me know how your stats were on those, because I know you guys fished well and have done well with IBN, and I don't want to leave those out because those are actually really good tournaments as well when the field is pretty filled up. But yeah, we'll talk about IHSA Stevenson. So I wouldn't say before the pandemic, you guys obviously that was your first year, right? Matt, that was a couple of your guys' freshman year, the pandemic year, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That was
except for Charlie. Charlie, you're a senior.
Yep.
Okay, Charlie's the only outlier. He's the oldest one. He's gonna have to get replaced by somebody. I'm guessing.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
He might take a 5th year.
Wouldn't that be great if you could take a 5th year in high school?
That'd be awesome. Yeah.
Oh man, that would be some dangerous stuff for sure. So in IHSA, so even Charlie, that would have been your freshman year, I believe, COVID. When everything got canceled. So even when I look back at your old stuff, I would say you 4 and other teammates as well literally just uplifted Stevenson's and put them on the map so much more than they already were. And we're going to talk about that because I think there's a reason for that. And there's multiple reasons, but there's specific reasons in my opinion, I think. So in 2020, 2021, you guys took 2nd and 5th at sectionals, and that was based on different pairings of teams that you guys were in. And then that year you took 23rd at state. Even though you're like, 23rd, to me, anytime you do like mid-range to the bottom, that's normal. When you start getting in the 20s and the teens and the top 10, that's pretty legit at Carlisle Lake, because it's a very difficult lake. And then you guys normally in the Fox chain, and I think it's the Fox chain South.
Yeah. Recently it has been. It sometimes changes like
I was about to say, I feel like I saw the North on a couple of them in the previous years.
Yeah.
So, and then 2021, 2022, you guys took 1st and 2nd at sectionals, which was weird because to me, in my opinion, or not my opinion, but like the way I see it, Coach Muros like mixed you guys up, and I was like, wait a minute, what happened? Why isn't, you know, the two teammates together like you guys are always together? But it worked out. Look, you took first and second, sectional champs, and then going into the actual championship at Carla, you guys took third place, right? That was really legit. And we'll talk about the third place finish because I do have a specific questions on that. I got to pull up my notes that I got my questions. I can't believe I'm not even prepared for this. What is going on? There it is. Perfect. All right. And then let's go over the long list of ICAST and your statistics. So we'll go over the awards first. So we do have a record holder in Matt, fourth all-time big bass with the 5 pound 12 ounce at Lake Jacksonville, which is super awesome. You held on to that record for a long time, and then all of a sudden it was just like bam, 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 big fish after big fish. I feel like the big fish is actually going to get broken this year. So a lot of people have been telling me that the time that we are going to Newton this year is going to be fire. But you know what? Who knows, right? You never know what we're going to get. 2021 All-State Anglers, Matt and Charlie. 2021, 2022 All-State Anglers, all four of you, which I think is unbelievable. And I like how we did it. We did do a change where we can have like what's called not reserve. That's not the right word, but like our alternates of All-State based on the region, because to me, I think just having top 10 is not good enough. And we kind of did that their first year, and then we expanded the All-State standings and expanded the amount of kids that can get it. We're unfortunate in the North where we have a lot of schools, a lot of anglers. So you have to compete against so many different kids. So us splitting that up actually helped a lot of kids out, and it helped you guys out. And then currently in 2022, 2023, you are in the top 24. You're all four in the top 4 in the northeast region of your counties, which is awesome. All right. 30, I think, if I remember correctly, 32 points for Matt and Charlie. John Liam, you have 20 and 20, I believe.
No, that's the other way around.
Yeah, it's the other way around.
Oh, it's the other way around. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. It's the other way around. All right.
I mean,
so
you can switch it though.
yeah. Matt, I'm sure Matt, you would really love that. We could just switch it. I will say, John and Liam, this season, you guys have turned into like an unbelievable duo to the point where you're like, it's been a shocker to me because you literally went from consistent to all of a sudden like boom, skyrocket top 5s. And to me, that's really awesome. And I think the reason for that is because of the amount of events that you guys fish, the amount of knowledge you guys have around you. And I think that really does benefit all 4 of you. And we'll talk about your boaters as well, because I think having Troy as a boater for your team is, I mean, we kind of like the podcast I was talking about 2 weeks ago. The boater that Flora has is just a secret weapon. You guys also have that secret weapon, which is unbelievable. And he does everything, doesn't he? He's super nice too. What's with these super nice guys? Oh man, super nice guy. All right, season 1 stats. All right, let me take some water. Hold on. It's a lot. All right, event 1, Springfield, our inaugural event. You took 12th and 21st. I don't know exactly. I literally just stopped writing down names because I'm like looking through this. I'm like, I'm just gonna put through the team. I'm talking Stevenson as a team. 12th and 21st place. Otter Lake, 4th place. Jacksonville, which is event 3, 1st place. That was Matt and Charlie. That's where Matt caught his 5 pound 12 ounce big bass that held on for about a year and a half. And then event 4, I think that was Shabana, where y'all blanked, right? But you were there. Event 5, we had one team finish 15th. Event 6, that was a tough one at Kincaid. A lot of people blanked. And I think Matt and Charlie, you guys had 1 fish, but you finished 13th.
I
wasn't at the tournament.
Yeah, Charlie wasn't there. I was
Okay.
fishing with kid Evan. He's not on the team anymore.
Oh, okay, yeah. Because I feel like Evan and Andrew, and there's another kid that kind of pop up once in a while names. And then event 5. Oh no, we talked about that. Event 7, Lake of Egypt, 7th place. Event 8, Springfield, 17th place. Event 9, Heideke, 15th and 16th. Event 10, Banks. Now we're kind of like going up towards your guys' realm. So Banks was 10th and 16th. And then event 11, Fox. You guys all split up into different teams. We got a 3rd place, a 5th place, and a 12th place finish. Event 12, Shelbyville, 16th place. And then at the first championship, you guys finished in the mid-range. And I believe it was like around the 30th place at Clinton Lake. So that one was, I would say, an outlier for you. So I would say event 4 at Shabana, outlier. Class championship season 1, outlier. We won't really talk about those too much. And then, all right, barely on season 2. Okay. No, I don't need more water. Season 2, here we go. Event 1, Shabana, 16th place. Event 2, Cal Sag, 11th and 15th. Event 3, Springfield, 6th and 13th. Event 4, Pool 13th, 2nd and 18th. Event 5, Jacksonville, 12th and 17th. Event 6, the Fox Chain, which is your guys' back round, 7th and 8th place. Event 7, Lake of Egypt, 9th and 22. Flipping the page. Here we go, keeping it going. Event 8, Lake of Egypt, again, 7th place. Event 9, Newton, 22nd. Event 11, Braidwood, we had 15th place. Event 12, Clinton, 26. I feel like Clinton is one of your guys' lakes that you don't have the best confidence yet. Am I correct yet? Maybe not. Event 13, the Fox Chain, 3rd and 8th. And at the Clash last year, we had a 9th place finish and a 29th place finish. Now, even though the 29th place finish, you're like, 29th. That was, I mean, that field, I still can't get over the field that we had of kids. I mean, the elite of the elite, the best of the best. And I think it's just going to get better this season's Clash, which I'm super excited about it. And I believe we already have Matt and Charlie qualified. And then John and Liam, I believe you guys are like skyrocketing like crazy. I don't think no one's going to pass you. Even if you drop down surprisingly to like the wild card standings, you're going to make it regardless. I feel like your numbers are just crazy booming. All right. That's season 2. Season 3. I'm never going to have you guys come back on again. I just have to keep no, that's a lie. I'm going to have you guys back on again. My goal is to have all the event winners to come back on. So I'm pretty excited about that. And I think, I mean, we already have 2 champions from this season, don't we?
Yep.
Yeah.
And we're going to get to it right now. Event 1, Jacksonville, 1st place and 5th place back in Jacksonville. I feel like Jacksonville, you guys know that lake really well. Event 2, Springfield, 9th and 16th. Event 3, Shelbyville, 19th and 24th. Event 4, Des Plaines, Kankakee, 8th place. That's kind of a lake that you guys, or not a lake, a river that you guys fish a lot because the IBN fishes there a lot. And we'll talk about that. We haven't got to the IBN stuff. What the heck? We're gonna have like 5 Zooms on this one. This is gonna be a record breaker. I had a feeling. And normally we always have 8 questions for all kids. I had to break it down just to 5 because I think this Zoom is going to hit the 2-hour mark. But you know what? We got daylight savings. The sun just went down. I feel refreshed. I feel like it's all good. We can go for 7 hours. No big deal. All right. Back to the Cal Sag Event 5. 1st and 16th place. Event 6, Kincaid, 12th place. Event 7, Lake of Egypt, 18th place. And then event 8, St. Chris at 23rd place, and event 9 at the Fox. We only had that one was a rougher one for the Fox. If I remember correctly, that was kind of a tougher day. We had an 8th place finish.
Yeah.
Whew. That's a lot of stats.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We don't even have IBN yet.
No, we haven't even got to that. I'm gonna close my cap, and I'm just gonna let you guys talk about the IBN so I can actually take a break. All right, so give us some IBN stats.
Well, yeah, Lehman on the CalSag last year got a second. And then
to qualify.
yeah, that was where we qualified for the state. And then at state we got 7th on the DPR.
And then
We qualified on the
Yeah.
Swains. And
No.
then didn't we?
Kincaid.
We qualified
yeah.
there first though.
No, we
Took
didn't.
7?
We went to Kincaid first, then
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Well,
We went to we had Kincaid IBN and that we got 5th.
Yeah.
So that qualified us, and then we went to the DPR and got like 7th.
Yeah.
And 7th, I think it's top 5 for IBN.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Nice. So you guys missed it just by 2 places. Is that what you're saying?
Well, no, they qualified at the first event.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Just one high school.
What'd you guys get at state then?
And that state, I think it was
It
somewhere.
was like 20.
It was somewhere in the teens, I want to say.
Okay. Yeah, I wish they would have the stats still up. I feel like that's why I'm a little crazy when it comes to the website.
It's really hard to find stuff.
It is, yeah.
Charlie and I got 13th at IBN State.
Okay, nice. Yeah, you got to pull out that phone, got to get that reference.
Yeah.
All good. Oh no, it's just the way of the world. Yeah, I that's why I kind of am super a little crazy when it comes to the website. I really want to make sure that kids can have easy access and kind of see the results. And I don't know, to me, it's always cool, let's say 5 years from now, 10 years from now, if you want to like show off, right? And say like, oh, check out this finish, it's just your name's on there. I think it's cool to kind of see history. That's why like the IHSA website is pretty cool when it comes to showing all that history, because it's all on there, which is super nice. So there's our resume. Now we gotta like take a commercial break if we had commercials, just to like go to the bathroom and do whatever and all that stuff. But you know what? No, we're gonna get started with these questions. So we're gonna go from left to right on our screen, and Charlie's gonna start us off. And take your time with this, guys. I don't want you guys to rush. I really want. I feel like from the feedback I've been getting is kids really enjoy hearing other guys like you, like more in depth of what you guys are saying, what your experience is, and all that other stuff. Because I think everybody's still kind of learning through all this, which I really like, and I enjoy that part for sure. So I'm going to start off with the banger, and that's my favorite question: is the go-to favorite color, favorite bait, favorite season to fish it, whatever. If it's 1 or 2, mix it up. Don't care. Charlie.
Well, I would definitely say black and blue, favorite color. And then favorite lure, it's gotta be chatterbait. And then favorite season, definitely the spring, spawn and everything. And then what was the last one? Last question.
What season, color, lure, bait? Yeah, you kind of hit them all.
Okay.
What about a soft plastic? What's your go-to soft plastic on your chatterbait?
Oh, for trailers? Well, I usually go with like depends on like the conditions, but like either like a paddle tail or a braid swimmer or like a Kitech, or I would go with like a fluke style bait.
Yeah.
Like depending, yeah.
Now, do you turn your paddle tail upside down for your chatterbait?
No, I don't.
No, you go. Who does any of you guys turn it upside down?
Yeah, I sometimes do that with Kitex.
Okay.
Because they ride a little bit differently.
Yeah. You should try it, Charlie, once in a while. Just turn it upside down. It's kind of goofy. You're like, why? And then you see it moves a little bit. It's a little different. All right. Next.
Okay. I'd probably have to say, like, for me, chatterbait's kind of up there too, but Charlie said that, so I'll say just a Texas rig draw. I feel like it's pretty versatile. Like you can swim it, you can use it just like a Texas rig or a jig. You can slow roll it, and a lot of times I like throwing it when there's like, especially on these northern lakes, you got colder water, you got more finicky fish, so I like doing that. And I'd say, just like Charlie, I'd say in the spring, specifically pre-spawn is probably my favorite time to fish. And then color, most of the time I'd go more natural green pumpkin.
Yeah, that's amazing. Almost every kid I've asked this, the color has been spot on, almost the same for everybody. It's black and blue, green pumpkin, or like a watermelon. I mean, it's just so funny how they have all these colors on the market, right? Where they look really cool. And I think that's why they sell it, because it looks really cool, right? And if you guys want to catch fish, you just kind of go with the go-tos. Now, since you guys are really far up north, do you find yourselves kind of, well, Charlie can answer first and then Matt can answer next. Do you find yourself that your style of fishing changes a little bit? Like, for instance, next week when we go to Kincaid and Lake of Egypt?
Yeah, definitely for sure. And like fishing the chain, I'd say it has like a lot of impact on our style of fishing. Just like dock fishing, not a lot of offshore stuff. So kind of have to get used to that.
How about you, Matt?
Yeah, a lot of stuff it'll just be, it's mostly the same lures, but maybe tweaking stuff. So like on the chain, if I'm using a spinner bait, it's probably gonna be lighter, smaller profile.
Yeah.
And then like if I'm going to those muddier water, southern lakes, I'm gonna be throwing like a 3/4 ounce big spinner bait. So it's stuff like that where you might be putting down some of the finesse spinning rods and picking up more power fishing stuff. But
Yeah.
it's a lot of it can still, I think a lot of it translates over, but
Yeah. 3/4 that heavy, huh? For the spinnerbait.
Yeah, sometimes.
That's awesome. I mean, anytime I saw those at the store, I'm like, man, these are huge. But there's a reason for it. I mean, if it works, it works. All right, back to our question. All right. Same question, because we're still on question one. It's going to take 17 hours. Bait, lure, color, season to fish.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to say either like I agree with Matthew, like a Texas red craw or just like a drop shot in general. Feel like you can just fish them anywhere and catch fish on them. And then my favorite season has to be either pre-spawn or like early fall, like when that water's just starting to cool. You can really start catching them power fishing then.
Yeah, I feel like early fall and pre-spawn kind of have some similarities.
Yeah. The fish get moving up and stuff like that.
Yeah. I like that drop shot. Yeah, you're definitely northern kids. Drop shot.
Yeah, definitely some finesse tactics.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with John.
Before you answer, Liam, do you have my do you have my pen?
I knew that was gonna come up.
I had to drop it in. I just had to drop it in. So
Liam's using it in school. I see him using it during class.
You know what? If as long as you're using it at school and you're furthering your education, you can keep it. You can keep it. That the whole pen story, long story. We won't get into it. Maybe we'll later. Liam, get back to your question.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with John on the season. I like early fall, spring season. And then I also like throwing a Ned rig, like a Ned rig with the Z-Man plastic on the back. What?
Why are you guys laughing? What's wrong with the Ned rig?
He's handing out all the secrets.
No, there's no secrets. Come on. You know what's funny? You can probably tell five teams all the things that you know, and I guarantee you all 5 of them won't catch them like you would, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah, you obviously don't want to share spots, but if you share type of lure and color and stuff like that, I feel like that if a kid doesn't know how to fish it, a kid doesn't know how to fish it. I mean, you guys probably have used the Ned rig so many times, right? And the way you fish that, it is unique. You can't fish it certain styles because you're probably going way too fast, or you're not letting it hit the bottom. So yeah, there's no secrets here. Come on, guys. No secrets. All right. I figured question one was gonna fly by fast because it's pretty simple. You just kind of go with your color and your favorite bait and all that stuff. All right, question number two. I want some insight on your personal preparation and then how your team, like your boat, prepares. So Charlie, start us off. How is your personal, I guess get more into the personal preparation, and then we'll talk about the team a little bit, because obviously you guys are right next to each other.
Yeah, definitely. Normally, most tournaments we're obviously traveling to like hotels and stuff, so we're usually all tying on or in like the room. And personally, I just make sure all my line's good. All like we pre-fish sometimes, so make sure to have the right lures on and everything. And as a team, me and Matthew, definitely just looking at the lake, and, like going back on Google Earth, like different dates and stuff like that, and like past tournaments, and like even like 10 minutes ago before the interview, we were looking at Kincaid.
Yeah.
So,
You have to. I mean, I think that's where kids are going to start realizing if they're not making the top 10, top 20 consistently, it's because they're not doing their homework.
mhm.
All right. Matthew, personal
Yes.
preparation.
I'd say it has changed a little bit with the fact that most of these lakes we've already fished a couple times.
Yeah.
But especially like my freshman year, when these were all lakes that I had no clue like what I was doing, I had no clue what these lakes looked like. I would do a lot, just like any research possible. I would look at like the DNR page, see what the tournaments were weighing in. I'd look at YouTube, see if anyone else is posting videos, what lures are using, what structure they're fishing, all that sort of stuff. Do a lot of like looking at Google Maps, Google Earth, comparing it with Navionics, like the depth, looking for structure, different drop-offs, stuff like that. So a lot of it would be just breaking down the lake, like doing almost pre-fishing, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And then yeah, since now most of those lakes I've practiced on, fished 1 or 2, 3 tournaments on, now it's almost just I know what the lake's like, I know what we got to fish, and I'm just looking for more of the same, more of those spots. But it's a lot of just breaking down maps and stuff.
So how do you guys utilize Troy into this? Now, I know this is not a specific question, but like you guys, Troy usually boats with you two the most, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which to me, I mean, John and Liam, you guys gotta like fight for it or something. Like do some like do some wrestling takedowns, and the most takedowns wins. Just do one of those things. Matt, you used to wrestle, so I don't know. Maybe not takedowns, because you might lose. But yeah. So how do you guys use Troy in this part of your preparation? How is it? Because I know I see him all the time on these bodies of water. So how do you guys use him when it comes to this stuff?
Well, usually, sometimes if we can't pre-fish, he goes down there for us and he pre-fishes. He texts us what time. So it's like, just bang, ready for the tournament. And yeah.
Yeah, I'll also like text them some spots that I think look cool. I'll be like, can you check these out for us if we can't make it? And I mean, when we can make it, we're just all out there together, pre-fishing, just talking about what looks good, stuff like that, eliminating water. But yeah, he does a lot for us, and
Yeah,
it's like we're really grateful for all that he does.
yeah. I will say, you guys don't seem like you guys take advantage of him or are not grateful, because I mean, like I've said it before, and I'm sure you're probably like, oh my God, stop saying it. You guys are the nicest team I've ever met. And I will say, I would rather have so many nice kids and nice teams than a bunch of little jerks. You know what I mean? So even though it sounds not cool as a teenager, to me, that's the biggest compliment, especially being a teacher. And I'm around teenagers all the time. I'm around teenagers around your age. I teach sophomores and juniors and seniors. So like I'm around kids all the time. And to have nice, respectful kids. It's great. It's good. So you guys have a great trait. Keep that up because it obviously, it translates in so many different ways, right? I will remember the Fantastic Four from Stevenson. That's what I'm going to call you from now on. I wrote it in my notes. Fantastic Four questions. I don't know if you saw it. Did you see it when I sent it to you?
Yeah, we saw it. Yeah.
Oh, dang it. Normally I don't put that title. But
Oh, no.
Yeah.
In that case, we didn't see it.
Yeah, there you go. Okay. So I'm calling you the Fantastic Four because I'm just like the Four Musketeers. That sounds stupid. That you're the Fantastic Four, and especially after seeing your stats, you guys are. Fantastic in fishing. Personality. Manners. Everything. Like you guys. Your parents. If any of these parents hear it in the background, don't pop in because it's going to be embarrassing for them. But you've done an amazing job, and it's so awesome to see kids do so well in not just the athletic realm, because to me I just think that is a lost thing in a lot of kids. So we're using Troy now. Do you guys share amongst the four of you like Troy's information, or is it something like, no, we're kind of split now, or is it Stevenson the team to kind of get the information together?
I would say there's a fine line, but we definitely share. I just copy and paste the text message, send it to them. So.
That's so funny. That's a good one.
Yeah, he has a group chat with all of us in it, and all the boaters and everybody, and he lets us know what it's like, and then he kind of tells them a little more specific stuff, but he tells us enough.
Yeah. That's cool. Your guys' boater, what's his name? I always forget his name.
Kirk.
Yeah, he stayed back one day at a boat ramp. I forgot what boat ramp it was. I think it was Shelbyville, and he's like, "Hey, you want a burger?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He had this tiny little grill. He's like grilling food, and it was awesome. He's the one that had the long hair and then got a haircut, right?
Hey.
Oh no, you're thinking of Michael.
Yeah, that guy. I like him. No, you guys haven't. Kurt, no, right?
Kirk.
Yeah, Kirk. He's a good boater too. He does a lot of things for you guys too. He's the retired. Was he a teacher too?
No, he wasn't a teacher.
But he is retired. Yeah, he's the one that he's got the 9-9 kicker, so you guys get to use that boat for the small lakes. That's right. Yeah, okay. You guys have like boaters on boaters on boaters. That's right. I forgot. Stevenson, you guys are spoiled in many ways when it comes to your boaters. For sure. And I think that's awesome. I think the more those adults give back, I think you guys definitely appreciate it. And they're doing it to a good group of kids too. All right, resume. Zoom number 2, probably out of 7, but whatever. All right, give us some insight on your personal preparation and then how you and Liam kind of work together. And obviously, Liam, the question's probably going to be the same. But personally, how do you prepare for yourself in a tournament, John?
Well, for every tournament, I'm on Navionics, Google Maps, just studying the lake, picking it apart, just looking at anything that could be good weeks in advance. Then you can look at thermal maps and you can see what the surface water temperature is. You're looking at that, so that helps out too. So you can like put some patterns in there, know what they could be doing.
Yeah.
And then tying on a couple days before we go down. If we're pre-fishing, I'm tying on what I think might be good. Then when we go down there, just eliminating stuff.
Mm-hmm. And also, I'll add on, like, sometimes we like text back and forth like a couple days before and like see if Troy said there's something specific, then like one of us will run to the store and like grab something.
Yeah.
Pretty specific. Yeah.
What store do you guys go to up there?
Well, we got Matthew's store, Anglers International.
Yeah.
I work there.
So
I always get the text like, "Can you buy me this? Can you pick this up for me?" But yeah.
Yeah,
Other than that, it's just like Dick's Sporting Goods are like,
Bass
Yeah.
Pro Shop, baby.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah, I forgot about the Bass Pro up there. That's the best Bass Pro in,
Yeah,
in
yeah,
Illinois. In Illinois.
we went there today.
Yeah. The Bass Pro by my house, I think what's his name? Zona was at.
yeah. I saw
Oh,
that.
yeah.
It's like, what the heck? I would have gone if I knew he was there.
Yeah,
I like him. He's like one of my favorite like characters when it comes to pro fishing,
yeah.
for sure.
And then like preparing for like as a team, Liam and I we're in the same first period class, so we're looking on lakes together. We're studying. We're getting our stuff done.
Yeah.
Don't tell your teachers that.
No, he knows.
Oh, it's so funny. Speaking of teachers, isn't it? I mean, okay. I know it's not an elephant in the room, but we got to talk about Coach Murrell. I mean, the best part of this, and when you think of bass fishing coaches in the state, you're thinking of like
Latin teachers, obviously.
you beat me to the punchline, man. Right, but yeah, you don't think of a Latin teacher, right?
No,
you think
not
of
at
like,
all.
you think of like PE teacher, maybe science, because like there's some probably freak biology teacher that just loves fishing, or like Latin teachers. He's gonna watch this too, Coach Miro. I'm so sorry, but we just had to say it. It's just I'm like this is the second time I'm crying on the podcast from laughing so hard. Oh, but he is a good guy. Fun guy. Woo. All right, go back to the question. So, Liam, personally, how do you get prepared besides first hour in your class?
Yeah, it's all just like doing your homework on the lake, and like I like going on YouTube and seeing like previous stuff. Like I know John B has fished like a bunch of older tournaments, so he's got like videos posted like 10 years ago. That's also kind of just entertaining to see him like fishing at our level. And then yeah, just like I'm in my room like looking at all my lures, like thinking what would be good and like all that.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
for you four, and because you guys said Google Earth and Google Maps, what is it that Google Maps shows you that Google Earth can't do? And obviously vice versa, we know Google Earth is so in depth and goes back in history, but like what does Google Maps do for you that you use that as well?
The main thing I will use Google Maps for is you can on Google Maps, like I have it on my phone where I can save markers. So Google Earth, you can't really save, at least Google Earth on your phone, you can't save markers. On the computer, you can. So a lot of times I'll look at Google Earth, look back in time and stuff like that, and then I'll go find a spot on my phone and mark it there.
Got you. All right, that makes perfect sense. Yeah. I don't know why I didn't think of that. I mean, that's clearly because that's clearly what my phone looks like. It's like pins. I don't even know why I don't even know why I asked that stupid question. I feel like a freaking boomer asking that question. Like, where do you guys put your save lists on your phone? Well, oh my god. I'm gonna edit this out. I'm not gonna no, we're gonna leave that in there. It's amazing. I can't believe I just asked it. That's the stupidest question ever. Thanks for making me feel so dumb. Anyways, all right. Question number 3. So we're going on to IHSA. You took 3rd place. Walk us through that day. Because the 3rd place was that Matt and Charlie? No, that was Matt and Liam.
Yeah.
Okay, this is where you guys got. Yeah, that's right. So walk us through the 3rd place during that event, because I think you had, was it 3 or 4 fish?
4.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you obviously could have. I mean that 5th fish, right? Could have made a difference. I don't know. John's laughing. He's just saying there's a story on this.
That's because Matthew caught all four, and I didn't catch them.
Oh man, that's okay.
I did them though.
Yeah,
I did them.
Yeah, Liam was a really good net man.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Sometimes-
that we look back at it, we were 1 pound 1 ounce out of first place.
Yeah.
So it's like 1 12-incher could have won.
Yeah.
And so I think we think about stuff like that. But yeah, Carlisle is like honestly one of the toughest lakes I've ever fished. It doesn't really fish like I feel like there's only a couple spots where you can really get fish out of there, and that's where everyone is.
Yeah.
We just happened to come along a pretty good bank where I'd say we were pretty much the only ones fishing that way. We were fishing, everyone else I feel like was fishing in the marinas, sort of finesse, like really slow. And we were sort of fishing on this windblown bank a little bit quicker. And then obviously it was shortened because there was all those thunderstorms.
Yeah. So how long was day one exactly? Was it 4 hours or 5 hours?
I know it was shortened by a couple
I
hours.
think it was like 5 hours. Yeah.
Total 5 hour event.
Yeah.
Okay. So, all right. So knowing that you're probably 1 12-incher away, because I mean, yeah, I just want to just keep stabbing you in the heart from saying that, because you kind of think about it and you're like, dang, man, we could have won state from that, right? But knowing that you're like, hey, you know what, we got day two, we got this. How was it confidence wise, thinking like, you know what, we're fine, we're sitting pretty good. How are we gonna do this on day two?
I mean, I think
come on, net man, tell us.
Yeah. So day one was promising, but not like everything we had hoped. But I think day two, we were going into it, we kind of knew that it might not be a full day again. So I think we had planned on going to like same spot we were at before. And but yeah, it was a bummer that got cut short.
Yeah, for sure. Because I mean, even the guys that I interviewed that took that one state that from JCA, they were ready to go on day two. Like they had their plan, they had their stuff, and obviously knowing that they were in first place, you feel way more confident, right? And was it Antioch that took second?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
That kid is now fishing. What's his name? His name's is it Jason? Is he fishing at
No.
Tucker
Simmons.
Tucker. Yeah, he's fishing at McHenry now.
Yeah.
Tucker.
No, I think my brother fishes there too.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
That would be a little bit confusing.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit. It's okay. But now going back to Carlisle, if you guys go back this year, do you think fishing the same spot is going to be one of those things that you guys do, or do you feel like, you know what, we gotta break down this lake a little bit better?
I think it's definitely a spot we'll have to check out in practice. We can't not. But from what I've learned fishing there, the fish are most of the time always scattered besides those like couple key spots everyone always hits. And we just gotta put something together where we can get it consistently. Because like, yeah, we caught those 4 off that bank, but we couldn't finish off a limit. And it's like I don't know how much, if I'm being honest, if we had that second day, I'm not too sure if we would really, like, we might have fallen down a couple spots if we had.
Gotcha. Because you probably would have been so keyed into that same spot thinking.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, sometimes going back to the same spot, fishing your past or thinking that it's going to be successful kind of hurts you for sure. Yeah. So, all right. Question number 4. You took 9th place in last year's class. You were 2 spots away from going to nationals. And then 29th for our other team. Obviously, big difference. But again, kind of like I talked about, that field is so stacked with so many really good anglers that it's hard to put into one event how good kids really are. That's why the All-State Awards definitely play a big key into showing your growth and your success throughout the entire year. But let's go with Charlie, 9th place. How much of a difference was day 1, day 2, and what you guys did changing things up to kind of keep up what you were doing catching fish?
Yeah, so day 1, day 2, we started in the same area to get like things figured out. And we usually start with moving baits, and we slow it down. Go like once the sun gets up, figure them out like on the docks and stuff. But from like there, like I found some like key lures that like during pre-fishing that really helped us in like the tournament. And I think we did really well for our 2 days, and we just needed that key big bite that we didn't get.
Yeah, so I guess I should have looked. I don't know. You guys probably remember what were you out of from 7th place from what you guys had weight wise? I'm gonna look it up right now. See if I can find it before you guys.
Yeah, I don't know.
Past season 2. Don't worry about this lull in the talk here. Let's see, 23-4 in 7th place. 2 topless at 25-7. So 2-3. Honestly, a 2-pound 3-ounce fish is not unheard of that weekend, right? But calling that out probably would have been 2 fish that you had to call out. I'm assuming.
Yes, I was gonna say.
Yeah. Because that obviously that means you would have caught like a 5 or 4 pounder if you called out 2-4. That'd been really good. But I mean, yeah, looking at these standings. I mean, to me, the biggest surprise, and I talked to these guys, there was the Downers Grove North guys. I was super proud for them because obviously they took first, but they were kind of like the underdogs, right? They didn't fish a lot of the events because they have a lot of school restrictions with how they can and where they can fish, which is a little crazy, but it is what it is. And so that's why a lot of kids don't know who they are. But like the Argenta Orienta kids, it's the area, they're really good. The Breeze Central Blakeman twins, like they did phenomenal, and they were like, who were they in the top 5 at day 1 after nationals?
Yeah, I think they were in 3rd.
Yeah. Both Morris boats, Kaya and Trace, and Chaser and Gage, Lincoln Way Central with Zach and Joe, 2 topless, Hunter and Garrett Gaddis, and the other Argenta Orienta, which obviously one of them is a brother to the one that took 2nd. You guys, Lanphier, I don't even know who the heck this Lanphier was, but they're from Springfield, so obviously they know this lake really well. That's another like team that you're just like, what? Who are they? But again, knowing, I wish a lot of these kids fish more because then they would show the rest of the state how good they really are, right? I mean, and then you had Manuka with Hunter and Andrew, West Central with Brock and White. I mean, the list goes on and on. Like 13th place, Edinburgh, Levi and Lane. Like those 2 kids are phenomenal anglers. Like, so I mean, there's really no crazy surprise. So like again, I know 29th, you guys are like, oh, whatever. But going off 29th place, what adjustments are you guys going to make? Because looking back at our stats from Springfield, you took 12th and 21st as a team. I don't know who took what. 17th on another Springfield, 6th and 13th. So you guys know the lake okay, right? And another one, you got 9th and 16th. And then obviously you took your 9th and 29th on this one. So it's not like you don't know the lake. So what adjustments are you guys going to make to not be in the 20th, not be in the teens, but make it to the top 10, to the top 5?
Well, I definitely think that our state performance was quite a disappointment to us. Like we weren't quite satisfied with that. But I think definitely we gotta take advantage of those early bites we can get.
Yeah.
I
think that like in that tournament we were going to the right spots, but I feel like we went to them at the wrong time.
Yeah.
I think it was either the first or the second day we didn't have a limit till like 30 minutes before we were supposed to go in. And then like we caught 2 or 3 fish in the last 30 minutes. and then finished out our limit. So I think that it's like more going to the right spot at the right time.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
the good news is, I think as of right now in our series, I believe we have 12 bids for nationals. So,
Oh,
All right.
so that's nice. So obviously, having finished ninth, you would see yourself going into the national championship fishing for that. And the best part is we have 2 Illinois teams that are already qualified for the national championship. One of them is the JCA kids that have already qualified for the Clash. So essentially, we are one less boat in the event that we're competing against. And then the other team from Century that won Lay Lake a couple weeks ago, more than likely they'll qualify for the Clash in this next 4 events that we have for their Southern team. So we have the potential of having, 16 to 20 boats going from Illinois to nationals, which is really cool. Yeah. So, knowing all this stuff, do you guys find yourself that Springfield is a more difficult lake because more people fish that and they know it really well? Or is it something that it's just been like, kind of like the I don't hate use the word luck, because I hate the word luck in fishing, because that's what everybody thinks fishing is, which is not. It's not luck. You find that Springfield it's just a coincidence that you guys are kind of always in the high single digits or mid six, like teens, or what do you think that is? What is it about Springfield for you guys? Let's start with Matthew. What do you think?
Yeah, Springfield. I feel like Springfield is one of those lakes that's a little bit overlooked. I feel like it can fish pretty well. Like obviously at the Clash, it was probably that's the best I've seen Springfield performing.
Yeah.
Some of those weights, like I know that one team had 18 pounds the first day.
Oh yeah.
Like to me, that's crazy. But I really like Springfield. I feel like it almost fishes a little bit like the chain with like the docks and the seawall.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like some of those waders we were fishing, it's like, yeah, you can put together a 10, 11 pound bag. I feel like a lot of people did that and can do that on Springfield. And it's really finding those bigger bites, especially at the Clash. I think we really got sort of zoned in on sticking to those spots that we kept getting bites on, instead of like looking for a kicker, a 4 or 5 pounder after we've got in our limit.
Yeah. Yeah, that weekend was special with those weights. It was like almost like, yeah, it's like unheard of. It's crazy. I hope it happens again. Because obviously I think it's more fun when weights are all over the place and kids are catching fish. What are you yawning? You tired, Charlie? What the heck? It's only supposed to be 7:56, even though it's 8:56. It's not like we moved the hour back.
It's past his bedtime.
Yeah. This is bedtime. All right, since you're a senior, here's an improv question. What are you doing next year?
I committed to Alabama. So
nice.
Yeah.
And that's a student-based club, right? Okay. So and you are gonna fish.
Yes.
Awesome. There's a big name from the north that fished at Alabama. I'm sure you guys know who that was.
Yeah.
Tyler Lubat. Yeah. The guy's a stud. He won state. He was the first Northern team, I think, to win state.
Yeah.
Was it 2016, 15? One of those years. Yeah, it was that's another nice kid. So fishing at Alabama, that's cool.
Yep.
Now I would say all 4 of you, and this is not a question on the list, but I think all 4 of you are probably thinking the same thing. Now that obviously Charlie's finishing and he's going to college next year, do you 3 find yourself in the position where fishing is one of those things that you're considering more and more because of the success you guys are having? And is that driving you into the decision where you want to go to school? And if so, where do we want to go? We'll start off from my right. and your left to your right. So Liam, the pen stealer, start us off.
Yeah, I mean, swimming is also a big part of my life.
Oh, that's right. You are a swimmer. You guys are you swimmers are nuts. Like,
yeah,
like here, let's swim for 3 hours before school and then swim for another 7 hours after school and then tell the PE teacher, oh, I can't do anything because I'm tapering. Oh, I hate tape. I hate tapers. No, but go ahead. So obviously, sorry to cut you off, but swimming is a big part. But like, do you find yourself thinking that swimming, fishing, what do you think?
Yeah, so right now I think I'm both like very committed to both right now. So I think it would be nice to find a school where I could do both, but I think I'm gonna have to like make a decision on one or the other if I want like to actually go to school for one thing.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you might have to pick one because, but when is swimming in college? Is it still in the winter?
Yeah, it's in the winter, but it's longer than high school season.
Oh, so that's where you might fall into. That's where I guess a student run program fishing wise would be beneficial, I guess. Yeah. Well, if you obviously go to school for swimming, then obviously you're doing it for the right reasons because you're pretty decent and you're like doing it. Yeah, he's like, yeah, laughing. He would outswim all of you guys if the boat capsized.
Actually, he fell in on Braidwood.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, all the way in.
Oh my God. Oh, okay.
It was a cold day too, but the water was warm.
Let's talk about this. We cannot let this pass. Let's talk about it.
That was
basically what happened was that was the one day where it got like delayed because
the fog. Yeah.
And so we're in this one like back part, and I casted my jig up to the bank, and it got stuck on a reed or something, and it was Coach Kirk's jig, and it wasn't mine.
Oh, so you felt like you had to get it back.
Yeah, and so I was like kind of halfway over the boat and halfway in the boat to try and like grab it, and then like I guess I went a little bit too far off, and I just like rolled it.
Watching that go down, I was trying my best not to laugh, but it was so funny. He was wearing his sweatshirt. And
I had like 4 layers on. It was
Did you have an inflatable PFD?
No.
Oh, that would have been epic. That would have been epic.
Yeah, and that was like midway through the day, so I had to stand out in the cold like the rest of the day.
Oh,
but
now I gotta go back and see those pictures because I bet
I was wearing Coach Kirk's pants.
He was wearing Kirk's clothes and they were super baggy on him.
Dude, I will say a jig's not worth getting back. Maybe.
No, I didn't even get it back.
Oh, you didn't even get it back. Oh man. You see what I mean? You guys are just nice kids and you're thinking of like, man, this is not mine. I got to get this back. See, like it's just in you that you guys are nice kids. So that's so funny. Yeah, I would say things to retrieve. A jackhammer.
Yes.
That's probably that's what were you saying? What else do you want to bring?
One day during practice, one of the other kids on the team.
It was during like a Monday night.
Oh, it was during one of the Monday nighters we have on the chain. And one of the other kids on the team was using a jackhammer, and they were all Troy's jackhammers. He loses one, and then he loses another. And I think he lost 4 that day. He lost 4 of Troy's jackhammers. And
that's like $50.
Remember, he never got them. He never replaced them. So so he lost. Troy was like down $100 that day.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Then now see. Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right. So John, where do you want to go to school? Do you think fishing is in your future?
Yeah, so I'm trying to find that balance of school and fishing. I I want to go see if there are any scholarship teams that offer what I want in the academic realm too. So, but it's kind of hard to find that balance, I'm realizing.
Oh,
So right now, my top three are probably Clemson, Auburn, and Texas A&M.
okay.
And unfortunately, all three of those teams are all student run.
Yeah, and that's the tough part, student run,
Yeah.
because
I mean, they have their pros and cons.
they
but
do, right? Yeah, for sure. Like for instance, the pro for Liam is that he could swim, right? The
Yeah.
con is, let's say you're 100% committed.
Yeah, you get no funding too.
Yeah, there's zero funding. That's the hard part.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's nice to hear that you kind of know that your education is obviously number one priority, right? It would be great if you can fish and be a pro, but the realistic part of that is it's hard. It's not that it can't happen, but it's hard.
Yeah.
So, but those are three good schools.
Yeah.
I'm impressed. Let's see if any of those three do well in the March Madness. Maybe that's how you should,
probably not.
maybe that's how you should determine where you're going to go to school.
Yeah.
That sounds like a great idea.
It's like the perfect gamble. You know what, Mom, Dad? Whoever wins the championship, that's where I'm going to school. All right, Matthew. I know your brother, and that's where I get the word Jason. Your brother's Jason. He's at McKendree. Is he there? Is he to your left?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
He's over here.
How come he's not in school?
He has spring break.
He dropped out.
He has
So-
spring break, and then he's heading to Lake of the Ozarks.
Nice.
I'm
Nice. Nice. All right.
Oh
So,
no.
uh-oh. What
We got her
happened?
second warning.
Yeah, you guys got it too?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Look at how come it's funny that all the other kids has never said anything about the warning. Everybody else is just like powering through. But we're gonna power through this question before we reset our Zoom. So Matt, where do you find yourself going to school if you do want to go to school and fish?
Yeah, for me, that's a deal breaker. Like, to me, a school's got to have a fishing team. I don't really care necessarily if it's student run or if it has a coach or whatever, because I think either way, I'll figure it out. I'll deal with it. I'll fish as many tournaments as I can.
Yeah.
And yeah, of course, like you were saying with John, like the academics is definitely something you want to think about, and especially like you don't want to just ignore it for fishing. So there's some schools, like obviously McKendree is going to be up there on my list. Some of the, like Texas A&M as well. I'm visiting for spring break. I'm visiting Texas A&M. Auburn's up there, and some of those smaller schools as well, like University of Montevallo.
Yeah.
So I've honestly really opened whatever.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure Jordan Lee went to Auburn and fished really well. All right. Who's that Jordan Lee guy?
Yeah.
I do like his new apparel. This like sucks.
I actually got one of those hoodies.
I need to get my hands on some of that stuff because it would have been perfect to have it for this Saturday. You know what? I'm going on Amazon or whatever today. I'm buying it.
I actually my thinking was it's gonna be my pre-fishing shirt for Carlisle.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. This next question. This one's loaded because this is like the most in depth. So Charlie, you're going to have to start us off. And then you're going to break down each kid here. So I don't want any hurt feelings when we're done with this this question here, boys. All right. You obviously are like, we didn't even mention this team. You guys are number 1 in team of the year currently.
Yeah,
That's right.
And let's keep that up. So like no hurt feelings around here, boys. All right. So Charlie, strengths. Obviously Matt's pretty easy because he's your partner already. So what is the strength of Matt that he brings to your guys' team that complements your style?
So I personally think we're two opposite fishermen, and his strength is definitely fishing fast for sure. No matter like spinnerbait, chatterbait, like I look over, I'm like, how is the fish gonna eat that lure, man? He's like, I'm like, I'm shocked. So when the fish are biting slower, they're biting fast. It's like easy to figure it out. So
Oh,
opposite.
I like it. I like it. Yeah, opposites do attract in this aspect because if you're going slow, he's going fast. You can figure something out. All right. So, how about John? What is John's
John?
strengths
So
that would
fishing with John,
make you a better team if you guys were teammates?
fishing with John during the sectionals and state, I definitely learned a lot, like how different English fish. Because I've never really fished with anyone besides Matthew in a tournament, and John definitely fishes according to like I would say like I love videos and stuff like that, and it's interesting like to see how he fishes. And then Liam, I've never fished a tournament with Liam, but from like pond fishing that we do all the time, definitely has like more finesse, and he's definitely the odd man out of the four of us. I'm not saying that that way. In a good way. In a good way.
Yeah, well, he's the Nedrid guy. Yeah. So,
Yeah, great net man. But yeah.
no hurt feelings. None. Yeah, so it's different, right? If you haven't fished with them in a tournament,
Yeah,
it's hard. So have you and Liam ever fished in a tournament before?
Nope.
No.
So that one's a hard question to answer.
Yeah.
Matthew, now, how is Charlie's his fishing style complement yours?
Yeah. So I agree with everything Charlie was saying, and a lot of it's yeah, the whole opposite thing where I feel like I fish a moving bait better than him most of the time, and he fishes a drop bait better than me most of the time. I will say once we figure it out, like once we get them biting on one thing, we both most of the time can pick up the same sort of moving bait, same sort of drop bait, and sort of complement each other with just getting fish on the boat. And it even like goes down to like on a more like sort of almost like chemistry wise, where I'm a lefty, he's a righty. So it's something you don't even think about, but it's like going down a certain bank, like you don't have to worry about casting into each other as much, setting the hook into each other. We just kind of like, depending on which bank we're going down, we might switch who's on the motor. So
Yeah.
stuff like that, I think
Yeah.
really works out.
That's definitely, I mean, an overlooked thing, right? Because if you're both in the front deck,
Yeah.
obviously the righty's on the right, the left is on the left, and you're right. You're not going across this way. You're casting literally in the same spot. Yeah, that's as the English would say, it's brilliant. So, that's a totally overlooked thing. I do like how you mentioned that once one thing hits, both you guys are pretty confident and comfortable with just picking up with what happens and let's go and go to work. I think that's an overlooked thing that coaches probably don't think about is honestly opposites like that, right? Where you guys you're covering the same amount of water, sort of, because you're going in the same boat, but then your fishing style is totally different and you're trying to figure it out at the same exact time with two different techniques. And then obviously, if you look at your guys' statistics, it's worked so far for you guys. So it might not work for everybody, but it works for you. All right. So now that's Charlie. How about John?
But I haven't fished any tournaments with John, but pond fished a lot with him, fun fishing the boat. I actually netted his PB. So I think a lot said about that. And yeah, John, he fishes a lot. Like he fishes pretty much everything, and I feel like he can be like a lot of times. There was actually a recent time where he's using a chatterbait. Now I was using like I think a crankbait or something, and he was just smoking them. He was just destroying them, and I was genuinely like, I was shocked. I was confused and shocked on how he was catching them. I feel like sometimes it's just like a way in how you learn. Like I feel like how Charlie was saying, John has learned a lot more from just research and more just a general sort of like taking aspects from tons of people. Where like I've learned a lot from my brother, and I feel like a lot of it will be more I only know how to fish this one lure one way, and John might have two or three different ways to fish in that one lure. And it's just like I learn stuff and I'm just shocked. So I feel like it'll just be slight different ways in how you throw lures. can really make a big difference.
You hear that, Jason? He just thanked you. Yeah, and it's definitely true, right? I mean, I like to learn by watching videos too, right? But I'm also the type of learner that I have to go try it. I have to go try it to kind of figure it out. So like in my head, I think I learned it, and then when I go try it, I'm just like, this is not what I like saw it happen in my brain. So that's good that you can kind of pick that up, John, because that is a unique way to learn, because you're just like, you guys ever watch The Matrix?
Yeah.
Movie? It's like when Keanu Reeves, when he get plugged in, he's like, I know Kung Fu, right? It's like, we're gonna call you freaking Neo from now on, because you're like the Matrix guy. All right, now how about our net man, pen stealer, Liam?
Yeah, I mean, so at sectionals, I'd say it was pretty much 50-50, where we were just going off left and right catching fish, and like we doubled up twice at sectionals. So I feel like we made a pretty good team, just as far as like some people might call it junk fishing, where you're just catching fish on everything, everything you're throwing. And so I think that complemented, like Liam and I complement each other really well with that. And also like how Liam's favorite bait was, he was saying Ned rig. Like, I don't know how he fishes that Ned rig. Like, he'll fish it so slow sometimes, and he'll just keep getting bit, and it's like wow.
Yeah.
Like, or like a jig or something like that. And I'm just like, I don't have the patience to fish a jig or a Ned rig that slow. And so I feel like Liam's really good at that.
Yeah, I mean, he's so good, he got in that reed and he went into the water, right? But you're right. Yeah, it's like I like Ned rig fishing, but I suck at it. Like, I'm so bad. I think it's because I'm pretty sure I'm undiagnosed ADD. I have to just power fish. I'm like you, Matthew. I'm like just straight up burning. Like, and if I'm not catching fish, it's because the lake sucks, and that's why I want that shirt so bad. But like, I don't know what it is. I hate fishing slow, because like my brain just starts thinking too fast. I'm like, they're not here. Oh my God. It's just, I don't know. Something's wrong with me. I feel like I need to take some medication or something. But clearly some people are really good at that slow fishing, and that Ned rig. It's like, if you go, I feel like the slower you go, the better you're at it. Right. You must have some phenomenal patience. You know what it is? It's from swimming 24/7. You need your brain to relax. You're just like,
well, yep.
Wow, me and Matthew are, yeah, that's so funny. All right, now John. Oh yeah, we finished all three, right, for Matthew? Yeah. Now John, compliments fisherman for Charlie while he's still yawning because it's past his bedtime. Man, you know what? I'm gonna have to rewatch this tonight, because I'm gonna get so many good reels out of this one. This is gonna be amazing. This is gonna be my record holder on reels. It's gonna be sweet. So John, how is Charlie's compliment style of fishing for you? And I didn't even say that correctly. How does Charlie's fishing complement your style? Man, can't even speak. I should probably go to bed.
Well, I feel like Charlie and I are both pretty versatile anglers. Like, we can pick up a bait we feel confident in, or just something we don't feel confident in. We can catch them pretty good. I mean, he just goes out there and just acts like it's a whole new day, and like, just because we caught him this way doesn't mean we're going to catch him this way again. Which is, I feel, really good.
Matthew?
And then Matthew, I don't even understand. He's insane. Like, his power fishing, I don't understand how he does it. It's just crazy. It's like, I know it's what Charlie already said, but this guy can reel a crankbait faster than you've ever seen and just be catching them somehow.
Maybe sometimes that's the speed you got to go.
Yeah.
You know, who knows? Yeah. I mean, fish swim really fast.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that's our secret, Matthew. Just crank it right away. All right, now with Liam, this is obviously your partner. So let's get some insight in how is it that your guys' style complements each other.
Well, Liam is the most insane finesse fisherman ever. I don't understand how he does it. He can just sit there and stick with a Ned rig all day and just be catching them. Or he can switch up to like a Texas rig or something and fish that all day, and he'll get our big bite or something.
Mm-hmm.
And then I feel like we both have that patience where if we need to just put our heads down and just fish, we can go out and do that.
Yeah.
And just get that limit, pick up that limit.
Yeah, it's definitely and it's kind of like Matthew was saying, the chemistry that you guys develop with being partners for more than a couple events, it just, you complement each other, and like that trust factor, that's what people don't understand. Like trusting somebody on the boat goes a long way, because I feel like that part in your brain where you feel like you can't trust your partner goes away, and you just worry about yourself, and definitely helps out. The best team I've ever coached was a brother and a brother, and they complemented each other so well. One was kind of like Matthew, and the other one was kind of like Liam. The Liam was kind of like Charlie said, he's kind of like the odd man out in a good way, right? He's like the odd man out in a good way. And the compliments of each other, and like you would never know, brothers and brothers sometimes are not the best chemistry. So obviously you guys do have a really good chemistry. So Charlie, next year it's gonna be weird not seeing you fishing with Matthew, because it's gonna be like, Matthew, are you just gonna fish by yourself, or what's going on, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna joke about that.
Yeah, think about it.
He's thinking of all right, so Liam, let's hear it. What style of Charlie's do you think complements you the most for youth fishing?
Yeah, I haven't really seen Charlie like fish that much with me like in the boat. Like we've practiced together, but like not a tournament. And I think that Charlie and me are similar where we can like fish slow. Like I feel like whenever Charlie's on the trolling motor, like we go like the perfect speed. And I mean sometimes, but yeah.
Nice.
And
And Matthew.
Matthew fishing sectionals with him. That was really fun. We had the lake dialed in then. And yeah, I feel like Matthew, his tackle selection is like a tackle shop like he works at. Like if he needs one thing, he's got it. And I feel like that works out well, because if they're not biting one thing, he's got another thing ready. Yeah.
And then obviously with your partner.
Yeah, with John, I think we're pretty good at like fishing the right speed and like fishing slow. Or we could like fish fast if we need to. And then also like with Charlie and Matthew, I'm a righty and John's a lefty, so that works out well too.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Another reason why that does help out. All right, I just thought of an improv question. You guys have to say your answer, and it's going to be all at the same time. You have to say the answer that comes to mind. All right, you guys are Northern Illinois boys. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Open or ice fishing?
Open.
Oh, open without a doubt.
Okay. Oh, you know what? I was gonna guess someone was gonna say ice.
No.
But you guys do enjoy your ice fishing though, right?
Oh yeah, we love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like I mean, I've been seeing some of your guys' posts. You guys go to Wisconsin. You guys were catching some big smallies. I was like, man, hey, we're having some fun. One of your videos I was watching, you guys had like a 4 foot by 4 foot hole. I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah, we made a huge site.
It was so cool.
Yeah.
It was like over this big brush pile, and there's probably at any given point there was like 20 pounds of smallmouth on that tree. It was just so crazy.
That's so cool. And this was in Wisconsin, right?
Yeah, it was in northern Wisconsin.
Nice.
Lake House.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, super fun. Yeah. I like ice fishing, but definitely I would say open too. It's
Yeah,
just
ice fishing can be miserable.
There's a good balance. Like this winter's been a little too long, and it was one of our shorter winters.
yeah, right. It has been really short, right? We've been pretty lucky. You guys got hit with some pretty bad storms the last few weeks, though.
Yeah.
Everything has missed where I'm at. It's just barely missed it. It's funny because that ice storm that you guys had where everything was frozen, like I went to what was it, Lake Long Lodge just for the weekend, just to get out, and I'm like driving through and I'm like, everything's frozen. I'm like, man, we just missed this. That would have been miserable. Oh man. Oh yeah. But that's super fun. I mean, yeah, I will say thank you guys so much for doing this. This was a blast. I really thought I knew this was going to be a blast. When John mentioned like we should have all 4 of you guys jump on, I was like, yes, like let's do it. I was expecting like the Brady Bunch screen to go on. So when I saw just one like SHS Bass Team, I'm like, I wonder if they're all in the same house. I'm like, I bet they are. But and then when you guys pop up, like, there it is. Yeah. So yeah, this was fun. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. I think you guys are an awesome team. And I've said it before, you guys are a phenomenal bass fishing team, phenomenal kids, phenomenal human beings. And I think obviously being in #1 team of the year right now, it's almost like yours to lose. You know what I mean? I don't think anybody's going to catch up. There's a couple teams that are like riding your tail, but based on your guys' finishing and your consistency, if you guys keep it going, you should snag that team of the year. You almost snagged it last year out of Lincoln Away Central's grasp at the last event, which would have been really cool, sneak attack type of thing. So obviously you don't want that happening to you guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, we're 6 days away. We're starting soon. This video will drop about Thursday night. We're gonna have some fun reels on this. And I appreciate all you guys. Thank you for showing up and having a great time.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right, we'll see you in about 6 days.
Yeah.
All right, Fantastic Four. Peace out.
Yeah, we'll see ya.